So, so can you guys talk what did you know about Kubernetes keywords? Can anyone talk? It's not about like what we taught yesterday. Like just talk about if someone asks you say about something about Kubernetes. In your case, please please everyone add your points, please.
Yeah. Kubernetes is a container orchestration tool which having a master and worker.
So in master, we have API server. And it will talk to worker nodes.
Okay.
So even in master, we have key value controllers and schedulers. Key values is like etcd. And in worker nodes, we have kubelet, which is API, it will talk to the API server and API server to kubelet. And even we have in worker, Docker, and network proxy and pods.
Docker as well in our kernel.
Yeah, obviously Docker will be running. Docker will be in the master also. All these are called
Yeah.
containers available.
And we have learned about how to integrate in automate server, like installing Terraform, installing IAM Authenticator, installing kubectl. We have learned about all this.
Yeah, this is the installation process. Like something, can you guys talk about Kubernetes? Some more. What?
Yeah.
When we want to connect to Kubernetes, we need a kubectl file.
Yeah.
Yeah, to interacting with master, we need kubectl command.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, is the client always. Yeah. Some more like when you say orchestration tool, what is meaning by orchestration tool?
Managing
Managing multiple containers.
Master will be managed in.
managed by AWS.
There is one more cluster. Is there Fargate cluster? In the Fargate cluster, also worker nodes also they will manage. Our job is to just to deploy application. That's it. In the Fargate cluster, there is one type of cluster separately. Currently, we are not touching that in our current practical. So there is a cluster called Fargate. If you deploy the pod, node will come. It's vice versa. That's for like cost and all. But if you deploy any application, if you are waiting for like 5 minutes and all, again you are going to the monolithic. But container will make you flexibility. Some people will go with the Fargate cluster. Also, I have seen it the startups. So, what is the advantage with the containers if we go?
So we can run multiple applications in a single node.
Yeah.
And
And bringing up
And
the
we even
application is very fast.
Sorry?
Bringing up the application available is very fast when compared to
Yeah. Bringing services, token apps faster. Yeah, that's correct. Bringing apps is very faster. And you remember I was telling, right? Container can run on anywhere. Image
yeah.
can run on
So
anywhere in your local. Like Google Images you can bring here, or AWS Images you can bring there, something and all, right? So
yes,
you should have these keywords as a prerequisite. At the end, what are we doing in the Kubernetes? These are
we are
all
running the application.
applications.
Correct.
So we now two mindsets, two thought process: running applications on VM, same running applications on K-Test. These two. Can I run on the Docker? There are multiple are there, but
Yes.
the tool comes, the Docker and all, the manual process. These two objects you know. Okay. I would request you guys do these two labs on one VM, on one VPC, or like the for now we are doing with the default one VPC only, which is created by them. Will come to our own VPC level. But I would request you guys do this setup, whatever we are going to do, right? Like for example, WordPress and the VM, like you did, right? Load balancer, target group, that thing. And one more is on the KTS. We are coming on here right now. We will do. Okay. If you are able to complete this lab and these two, 1 second. No? So if you do this lab on these two, we are good. I'm sorry. Like I can say you will be confident on, like I would say that majority of the interviews, I mean, we will able to clear. I can say that with the keywords if you do this lab. Okay, cool. So we will come to our own application also. I'll bring our own application. Is the same. Our custom application we have, where it talks to like the SQS, front end, back end, Elastic Cache, RDS. We have our own custom application that also we will deploy. First, we will deploy to VM so that you knows that what are the manual things you have to do, and then we will convert that as to KTS. Okay. So, what is the where are you deploying here? How are you deploying in the VM? Like let me ask you one question. Where application run directly and which layer here it will run on the VM? On which layer application will run directly?
Application layer.
Here on which layer it runs? Exactly here. It runs on the OS. In the VMs, application will run on the OS. Here where it will, on which layer what is the input you are giving here Kubernetes to run application?
image.
Image. So it runs on which layer? OS or which layer it runs? Docker. So behind Kubernetes also Docker will run. Okay. Cool. So I'll keep it here. So let's go. Now here is the question. Just you have to help me. You know the basic keywords. Okay. Let me ask you the question. I wanted to connect to the cluster. Yesterday, whatever the cluster I created it. What and all I need? What I have to do? I can.
Kube. You have to integrate kubectl and kubeconfig. That is a
Yeah. Yesterday we did, right. So you
yes.
bring that our topic only into the mindset. My objective was. Yeah. So please tell me. I wanted to connect to the cluster.
kubectl, right?
kubectl, kubeconfig.
True. No, you have to tell me like the steps and all. This is how the situation will be there, right? From where I need to run? How to do that?
From home directory, we have created the .cube/config file.
Okay. Okay. How, what I need to do? I am in a notepad now. You have to tell me that next step by step. I'm in a notepad. I wanted to connect to the cluster.
So if it is already everything is installed, we can directly run the commands. Or if it is not, then we have to install the commands.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
is custom.
That's what already we have created, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, then we have to go with directly kubectl get nodes, and we want to check the nodes.
Okay. Where are the nodes? I don't see nodes here.
So okay, sorry, in the our automation mission, we have to run these commands, not here.
Okay. For that, what I have to do?
So first you have to connect with the automation.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe it may be basic. What I was
No
asking.
problem. Yeah, no problem. It
This
will
is
flow
what the
right.
mindset we needed, because once you join, right, everyone will ask you, hey, connect to the cluster. So you should know that from where you need to connect, from laptop, or we will have some chronology keywords. Like regularly we will be using the keywords. That keywords you have to bring it up. Yes, exactly. So first, SSH2
Automation
automation.
server.
Yeah, let's go to the SSH2 automation. We have SSH client, the git bash one. So this is what. Yeah. So the command what you said is kubectl get nodes.
Kubectl get.
Get node is just to test, that's it. Usually like I run normally like Terraform plan blah blah something, right? Just get commands whatever they write, it doesn't affect anything. Get you can do for n number of times. Get pods, get nodes, get blah 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 something. Get that you can do n number of times, not a problem. But create, apply, delete. There are some commands are there. Those will take effect. Okay. Get doesn't matter. You can run as many as times, not a problem. Now, please you tell me what is the problem.
Yeah, so we have to install kubeconfig, or we have to bring it here. I think
kubectl is
we have
there.
to check.
Yeah.
Then
kubectl is there. No? What is missing here?
yeah.
Cube config file is missing.
We have to check configure.
Kube config is missing. There is a command without the kube config, right?
Yeah, AWS iPhone.
Just a minute. Huh?
Somebody kept in the chart.
Yeah, 1 minute. Huh? Just a minute. Yeah. There was some other data was there, right? Good. So now, yeah, this is the command, right? So let me run. So when I'm running this command, yesterday I did with the root user. So root user home directory is different. If I switch to root user, it will work. Okay, let me show. Root user home directory is this is the one. EC2 user home directory will be like this. This is the one EC2 user. How do you check your home directory? Let me cancel this command. Echo.
$@home.
This is the home. Or you do CD just enter like this. It will go. Or there is a one thing. If you see tilde symbol, right, for any user like this tilde symbol, that's your user home directory. This is your user at your host name, your server name. This is the server name. Okay. So now, so we are at home directory. In the home directory, check the .cube folder is there. .cube is hidden directory. It cannot see LSF and LTR. It cannot see. It won't listed here. If you want to see all the normal files hidden directories, that way. If you do A for all, now we don't have here the kube config. Now
we kept it in /usr. Then
yeah, I'll get that for EC2 user also. I'll get the EC2 user also. You know the kubectl where is there, IAM authenticator where is that, /o user bin. The commands are user bin, binaries. But by default, kubectl will look for kubeconfig in your home directory. Kubectl you can run from anywhere. It has to be there in the user/bin, kubectl command. But kubeconfig should be in your home directory. There is no relationship between command and the file. File should be, config should be your home directory. Let's run this. Cool. So you see, right, when you run this, you will have like this home ec2.cube, the config, it should be here. What information will be there in the config file?
Authentication to the cluster.
Yeah, what info will be there? API server info, the endpoint API server endpoint info, the port number, some credentials internally, how to talk to, all about API server only in the config file. So kubectl will talk to whom? Internally, whatever the command you are saying, it will talk to API server internally.
API
Master
server.
only it will talk. Okay. Whatever instructions we are giving, we will pass to API server. Rest API server will take care and then it will give the response. We don't interact with any other components directly. No. Cool. So now let's run this command again. Get nodes. Cool. What happened? Get nodes. No resources formed. Why no resources formed?
Sudo.
No, we did one thing yesterday after.
Okay. Right.
We brought down the nodes, right?
Yeah. We
In
removed.
ISC, we
Auto scaling, we went and we removed.
Yeah. Let me bring those as it is. I think we updated here also. We updated there also, right? Let me switch. So what I mean was, you can get the kube config. You can run from any user, that I can say. Or let me go back to EC2 user again. If all are working or not, you can check like this. There is a command na, cluster kube
Info.
cluster info. It should give, yeah. So API server is running, but we brought down the only worker nodes. So let me bring those worker nodes with the Terraform. We update in the Terraform, right? I don't want to go to the console now. Let's see. Can bring it up. We updated one file, right? Here something main.tf. Search for 0. Oh, it is searching. So here only, let's bring it up. Minimum 1, maximum 2. Keep it 1 only. 1 desired maximum. Okay. So never desired should be never less than the maximum. Min and desired should be equal. Not, I mean, it should be any fine, but desired always should be lesser than the maximum. Let's say minimum you can keep 1, desired you can keep 5, maximum you can keep 10 also, not a problem. That's. But how many it will bring desired? When I say minimum 1, desired 5, and then maximum 10, how many it will bring? That's desired, not in our, it's not in our control. Desired will be decided based on the load, kind of other factors. But minimum it will bring 1, but based on the load, it will bring within the desired number. Desired number will be changing. It will change. You have to know that. So don't think that if I keep minimum 1, desired 5, it will bring 5. No, it's not about that. It's up to that logic. Sometimes desired automatically it will adjust the load. Auto scale group will adjust that. 1, 2, yeah, maximum always should be good. Terraform plan. So this is the one of the cost saving option. The non-productions, right? Not the production, non-production, like dev stage, pre-prod. If they're not in use, this is the one of the interview question you may get. The question is here, how do you make a cost optimization? This is one of your question. You will get these kind of questions. Cost optimization. You can say that non-prod environment in weekend time, we will bring down. Because they are not in use, right? Non-prod. The all the environment we can bring it down. If they are not being used, if there is no duty being not used and all, right? Something. And mostly in the business half hours also you can bring down. This is one of the cost optimization question. Like how do you bring down? Like same. Wherever the Terraform code is there, you will update that 0. You will go to, you have one automation server. In that, from that server, you will run those commands, Terraform, plan or apply something. That's what you can have it. Any thoughts you want? Any thoughts you want to discuss on it? Non-prod, I'm telling, not production, not the live, not end users one. This is one of the you can. There is a no process you can bring it up. So if let's for example developers they need let they ask us. You ask them. This is our job. You ask them. Are you guys are using weekends? Are you when it is not being used? So that if you bring down the worker nodes, the cost you are reducing, right? This is one of our job. You have to start this kind of activities. Cool. So now let me go here. One second. Let me go here. So yesterday we brought down, it is going to update 0 to 1, mean size it is updating. How many? 2 to change? Yeah, 2 node groups and we updated it. Let's Terraform. But they'll charge for master. But if you delete the master, you have to recreate the cluster. Instead of that, put that into 0. That's a good approach. Some way something went wrong. Minimum capacity 1 can't be greater than desired size. Where yesterday also we had this issue. Let's go to node group 1 and config invalid parameter. Minimum capacity 1 can't be. Did we keep somewhere 0? Other than here. Okay, that's okay. So did we keep anywhere else 0? No, right? No, all these are all node group. Somewhere it is bringing it up. Let me change maximum. Node. Let me search with the keyword node. It says that somewhere we kept is the something desired equal to 0. It's saying, but we didn't kept it. Let's go with the maximum. Keep, but it can be any one also. All let's keep 1, 1, 1, 1. Plan is good, but apply is going wrong. Yeah. In the cluster, now it is going 1. Already 0 is there. Now what it is saying it is updating it. That's the one of the problem, but we can make 0. No, what it is saying it, the cluster something we made it manual, right? So that's where it is saying it. Please bear with me. I'll get it here. This thing. I'll go to the console only. We don't have an option. Just bear with me. Oh man. Just a minute. I'll get the password. Somewhere I kept it. Just a minute. I'm getting the password just. Just a minute. Sorry, my phone got switched off. Just a minute. Just will get it. I kept my phone in charge. Just 2 minutes. I'll come on it. So my objective here is now this thing. So we do like this in the weekends time. We will bring down to the zero count. We will apply it back. We were doing it with the. We will bring down all the services. That's what we were doing it. Scale down all the deployments to zero. So behind AWS EKS commands, we stopped it. Okay. So that is the one activity that I'll see that error. This you can do this cost optimization one. So next my objective was, you remember these guys we did, right? In the Docker, we ran applications. Can you guys tell me here what are the applications we did ran in the Docker? In the Docker, let's go with the VM also. In the VMs, what are the applications we did ran?
Apache,
Apache, okay.
Nginx, Grafana, Prometheus, Kibana.
Let's say that this together, all together. These are for end user purpose. These are for observability purpose. Observability. This is, and then EKS setup. This we did. So these are for end user purpose. So same way we will deploy here also, same thing. But you should know some clear thoughts. To Kubernetes, what is the input we will give?
We'll give images.
Docker images.
So obviously the Docker image. You should give the Docker image. So in Docker, in VM, you could have done yum install. In the Docker, you could have run the Docker run. In kubectl, you have to give a some kind of YAML file. Can I give in the command line? You can give. Let's say this is my question. How do we deploy to Kubernetes? You need a obviously Docker image. The Docker image can be in ECR. The Docker image can be in Docker. It can be any other registry also. You need to, if it is outside, right, you need to configure a secret related here. Okay. So my objective now to deploy. If you want to deploy, yes, this is the prerequisite you need. You cannot deploy like Docker run, yum install. You in Kubernetes, everything, right? Very important keyword. This is everything in Kubernetes. In Terraform, right? You say resource, something, right? Like resource or the data, something, right? Module, something to deploy. In Kubernetes, everything will get deployed via objects. Everything is called object. What is object? Object is, this is the kind. Yesterday you saw it, something somewhere. I was highlighting it, kind something. Anyone? Config. Exactly. Config. Your config file also one object. And yesterday I did ran one command, right? To know what are the EC2 machines are there in the Kubernetes. What is the command I was running? Now also it was said, right? What was that command? To know how many EC2 machines are running in the cluster.
Git command.
What is the full command? I wanted to know how many nodes are running.
etctl git
Nodes.
nodes.
Nodes. So nodes also one object. Everything is one object here. Everything we call as an object, nodes. Now I wanted to deploy, okay, my image. There are some deployment images are there. Deployment objects are there. You have to give one of there are group are there. You can give, you can select any one, then give that object to cluster. Cluster will talk to internally, okay? Now, what are the deployment objects are there? So how do you do deployment in the Kubernetes with the objects? Not only for deployment, there are many objects are there. To store secrets, secret object is there. I want to give this part outside to end users. There is a expose objects are there. I want to run image, run the image. I mean to say run image, nothing but deployment image. There are the deployment objects are there. Like for example, secret objects. What is the one drawback with the cluster? Sorry, Kubernetes or containers? You know already. One drawback. Guys, can you guys hear me? I was telling, right, one problem. If container goes away, what is the drawback? If
We
container gets
can't get back the containers again.
If we delete the container, automatically we lost all the information.
existing data, right? Same. So
Yeah,
here,
it is.
here now there is an alternative, right? For that, there is an alternative. No, I was telling it if you remember.
Volumes.
Volume. So there is same storage objects are there. Like, and then expose. This is for end user to access. There are like, I want to create user objects are there, like permission objects. Like in the IAM you did, right, in clusters. So what I mean was in Kubernetes, everything called as a objects. Now I want to deploy my image. There is an object, deployment object. There is a object called pod, deployment. Majorly we will take this guy only, deployment. There is a one more called stateful set. You remember in the VM model, I want to get the logs from all the VMs. What is the guy will get the logs from all the VMs? In VM model,
CloudWatch.
get the logs. From the VM, one guy will get logs to central place. Okay, let me put it right. From VM, one guy will collect all the metrics and then he will send to one guy, right? The
Prometheus will collect the metrics and
No,
LBT will
exporters.
collect the logs.
But who will send the logs? Sorry, who will push the metric from node, from VM?
Exporter.
Node exporter, right?
Node exporter. Yeah.
Same way you had one more guy, right? Filebeat. So now you go to any VM, you take Apache VM, you take Tomcat VM, you take the other softwares. By default, two softwares will be there in every VM, irrespective of that application. What are those now? Observability, guys. Irrespective of Tomcat, irrespective of Apache, you have any application is running, but those two will be running. Two softwares will be running, exporter plus as well as a Filebeat. You take Apache, please, already, you have to talk. Yeah, VM. In the VM, I have one Apache. But along with this, obviously, I'll be installing these tools, exporter, and one more is the Filebeat. This. And I have one more VM. some other application is running, but commonly this will be running here. Like one more, I'm running some application too, but commonly I'll be using it. What is the commonality here? In every VM you have, right? What are the commonalities here? What are the tools are there?
Node exporter and file bit.
Yes, because we wanted the data. If there is no issue, shouldn't happen it. In Kubernetes also, if you deploy this pod, if you deploy this deployment, if you deploy these services, these objects, you don't have control on which node they will go, on which worker node they'll go. You don't know, you don't have control. But there is a one object, daemon set. If you deploy one, I'll give this as a file bit. I'll say that file bit, for example, or I will say node exporter. Now, please listen this. We are on the deployment, how to run a pod. That is what our objective. You cannot deploy directly image. There are the deployment objects are there. Like we are tracking one of the this is the in real time also majority people will use to collect the metrics to collect it. This is not for end user purpose. This is mostly for our purpose only, internal team purpose. Now you know, you have to tell it. If I deploy daemon set, the file bit, I have 10 worker nodes. Okay, 10 worker nodes. I deployed file bit. How many file bits will be running? Apply the same VM model.
One.
10
One
worker
file
nodes.
bit.
10 worker nodes.
One file bit only.
Here.
Here, how many pods are there? That many file bits are.
Exactly. Now I'm telling it here. Same, apply the same formula here. How many file bits will be running? 10 worker nodes are there.
10.
Exactly. Same node exporters, how many will be there?
10.
10. Like in future, what I'll do, I'll scale my automatically, I'll go to auto scale group behind. I will scale my auto scale group from 10 to 50 something. Now, how many worker nodes will be running? 50. Automatically, on every worker node, this file bit and node exporter will get come. You no need to deploy nothing again, no. You no need to deploy anything. When you scale on that node, automatically they'll get deployed automatically. To do that, you need to select this object. What is daemon set?
Daemons.
Daemon set is the deployment object. It's a deployment object only. It will bring on every node automatically one pod, the daemon set pod. So here is the question. Here is the question they'll ask you. This is how. The process. First keyword you have to say that. What is the object you have to select for this to do job? I wanted to bring a pod automatically on every node. What is it?
Deployment.
Auto scaling.
On every node. I'm not saying that node to bring. I wanted to bring a pod. What object you need to select?
Daemon set. Daemons.
Say that daemon set. So I will deploy that pod as deploy daemon set, and it brings automatically pod on each node. That's it. You no need to here in daemon set, we never say we don't say in the daemon set, hey, run 10 number, run like 50 number. We never say that. Daemon set job is to how many worker nodes are there, and each worker node automatically pod will go. Let me put it here easily so that. So, and one more question they may ask is like the other way. This is the one more question they'll ask you. When I bring up a node, automatically bring the pods on that node. Automatically bring the pods. Yes. How do you deploy? Daemon set. What are the applications are qualified for daemon set? Like for example, WordPress is qualified? No. WordPress, we don't prefer it because WordPress, we don't want to run on every node. No, we don't prefer the regular Python or Tomcat or Apache or Nginx. We don't prefer them as a daemon set. We don't prefer. To daemon set, no. Daemon, we don't prefer it, daemon set. We don't prefer it. We don't prefer applications, business applications to do daemon set. Any thoughts you want to ask on the daemon set? What is the nature of the daemon set? How many nodes are there? If you, in future, if you scale automatically, the pods will come on that node. They'll sit it. Let me go here. I have worker node, worker node, worker node. Automatically they'll go. Let me put it here. This way. What is that? File beat. Same. Everywhere will be there. File beat. File beat will be there. Next, one more object. You have to tell like one more service also we will run, right? In the Kubernetes, I'm telling, let's bring the VM model itself. One more tool will be there, right? Who will collect the metric from a node? What is the tool will collect from the node metrics?
Exporter, node exporter.
Node exporter. It will also run. It will run as a pod. When you see that bubble, this round symbol, right? You think that is a pod, okay? Node exporter. And every worker node will go. Support. This is also pod. Everywhere it will run. Now, if I deploy Apache, I don't have a control. I mean, we can control, but by default, when you deploy Apache, it can sit on any node. If you select Apache as a daemon set, what will happen? If I want to deploy my Apache, but if I, by mistake, I selected as a daemon set, what will happen in the behind?
Every pod it will create.
On, that's what you said, every pod, but on where it will create. Guys, you have to talk. This is very important. Like, what is the nature of daemon set? I wanted to deploy. Yes, this is the new keywords, but we need to habituate. No other option. If I select, what is the nature of daemon set? If I select a daemon set, one image, I'll say like this. Okay, let me put it the other way. I'll say like this. Kind equal to daemon set. Daemon set. Image. When I say daemon set, how many number of nodes are there? That many number of pods will come. On every node, one pod will sit. That is the thumb rule. On every node, one pod will go. This image. This image will get as a pod. On every node, it will run. What are the images are good to prefer as a daemon set? You tell me. As D set, daemon set. By seeing this, you can tell me. This is the thumb rule.
So whichever the images that we need to run in all the nodes.
Yeah, now you have the right in your screen only you have
Yes.
yeah. What are the tools are? What are the images are good to go? You have on the screen only.
File B, node exporter.
File bit and node
Node
exporter. Yes, exactly. And if there is any other monitoring tool, file bit, node exporter, and other monitoring tools. So mostly what we will deploy on the as a daemon set monitoring
Monitoring
tools.
tool.
So you have to say like this kind of. Can I say replicas for this? Daemon set will take a replicas?
No.
No, it doesn't do. Okay. Now I'll scale down the nodes. Automatically pods will go down automatically. If in future, what I'll do, I'll scale up the nodes. Because you deployed daemon set, that automatically Kubernetes will understand. There is a one daemon set. Hey, I need to bring some mandatory pods on that node. That itself will take care. You don't need to do anything extra flavors. No. Automatically it will bring. The API server will bring. Okay. Now, so can I take Apache? If I say Apache, what will happen behind? Now I said like kind equal to image equal to Apache. What will happen? Apache image. Behind what will happen? I have 10 nodes. How many Apache images? How many Apache pod will come?
Apache will run on all those 10
All those nodes.
pods.
Is it good idea to run Apache on all the nodes? I told here exactly again. Apache is the business, right? For example, is it good idea to run Apache on every node?
No.
No.
So now again you are going to the which model now? The old model of the VM. Next Tomcat will come. Tomcat also deploy as a daemon set. Now that's where I was telling it. We don't prefer business applications to run on every node. That will be randomly it will get selected by the scheduler. So one of the object was you should know daemon set. Daemon set will run on every node as a pod internally. They'll run as a pod, daemon set pod. We will be saying it, daemon set pod. How many daemon sets are running it? So cool. So pod, these three we do regularly in our original projects also, like the live projects also, we'll be touching these three deployment, stateful set, these three. This is we don't do. This is just internally one kind of object. There is a one more replica set. We don't touch then something called interview point of view only replica control. So these they'll maintain internally. We will do when we do hands-on, right? There we will come to know replica set and the replica controller. This good. So now these three, these are the ones. My objective now, deploy Apache, deploy Tomcat, deploy Grafana, Kibana, Elasticsearch. How can I deploy? You have to select any one. You have to select in this group any one. So let me take this one for now. From theory, we will go to other ones as well. Thumb rule, let me tell you thumb rule here. What is the drawback of the containers? You guys were telling, right? What is the drawback of the containers?
When you delete the container, the data will be lost, existing data.
Exactly. Now I want to save that container data. In the Kubernetes, you can go with this object by default. I wanted to store my pod data, and then that pod I need to deploy. Then this is thumb rule, stateful set. Stateful set nature is, it will store by default in your container data. Even if you delete that pod, your data will be behind what it will use. Volumes. So I have a volume. I want to store the data. Then what is the object is preferred? Stateful set. Thumb rule. Okay. Cool. So you know two at least now. What is the deployment related things? You have to select any one. Majorly, we will select these three. These three only we will work on these three. Okay. To deploy, I want to store my pod data. Then obviously you have to go with this. And every node I need to deploy my pod. Then daemon set. Let's go. Please tell me, have a cluster. I have kubectl, I have kubeconfig. I'm not targeting on the how to interact. Tell me that what underlie you need as a kind of thing for this. I have a cluster and I want to deploy application is. First, what is the prerequisite you need? Connectivity is there. There is no issue. Application point of view, talk. Okay? Yes, can you guys tell me what I need to deploy my application in the cluster? What is the one I need first? Yeah, nodes are there. Nodes are there. Guys, can you guys hear me? Deployment file. Before that one guy I need, right? What do you deploy in the Kubernetes? Very important guy.
Image, Docker image.
Exactly. Docker image that I need. And you need to select one deployment object. What are the deployment objects are there? Pod, deployment, stateful set, and one more is the daemon set. Replica set is a replica controller that I'm not, that interview point of view only. Those we don't directly touch them. You have to select any one in this. Let me select this guy first. This guy. In Kubernetes, I told the first thumb rule is everything is called object. Now I'm touching on the deployment object. How to deploy my image? These are all called deployment objects. Now I'm picking one guy called deployment. How do you say that what is object? There is a you see, right, anything called kind. If you say kind equal to pod, if you say kind equal to daemon set, like this. Daemon set. Same, kind equal to stateful set. Like this will be there. Everything before every object, right? There will be keyword called kind like this. It will be there. Okay. Now, how do I deploy? I have image. I know this deployment. Usually, you can do like this also. kubectl create. Let me show you. Please use this. There is a cheat kubectl cheat sheet. This is given by the Kubernetes people only. Quick reference. You can go here, some commands. You can go normal deployment, kubectl create. Let me see where it is. Somewhere it is getting selected. Yeah, here it is selected. Let me go here. You can do like this also. Like this also. Create. This is the command. This is the command you can use. What are you saying here? To whom you are talking with this command? To whom in the Kubernetes architecture, right? To whom you are telling these instructions?
API server.
API server. You are saying that create a which object it is creating it in this
Deployment.
Deployment object. This is the name. This is the image. You can say like behind replicas equal to 10. And this command, create command will go like very big command, very big line. Instead of that, right, blah, 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 like it will be keep on increasing it if more properties are coming. What we do, this is the command line. This is the command line. We don't prefer the command line deployment like this, bigger. What I'll do, I'll write a one YAML. Like for example, apache.yaml. Same this command, this same command line, whatever you are saying, right? I'm putting into YAML and equal to deployment. Before, right? There is a guy called, you have to say like this, API version, like V1, something, sometimes you will see like V2, somewhere you will see beta. What we will talk, okay? Just example I'm giving YAML, V1. Below you will be saying deployment. Here, name, you have to say metadata. Here you are saying, right, name. This name will go in the metadata. Here I'll say that name equal to Nginx. You have to say like spec. This is the thumb rule. Thumb rule in the sense, this is majority YAMLs will have, say, it will follow the same formula. Same formula. API server, API version will be there. Kind will be there. Metadata will be there. Spec. In the spec, we will specify how many replicas and which node, some CPUs. You remember? You can control, right? Resources, limits, resources, request, CPU, something you can specify, right? All those you can control here. Here I will say that pull the image, that ECR URL, this thing you can specify here. Nginx :1. Then here itself I'll specify replicas equal to 10. Then I can specify resources also. Like this. A request. The request I'll specify like this. CPU 1. You have to follow one template, some kind of indentation you have to follow. You no need to do anything manual, please. Let me tell you sample, okay? Let me go here. Let me close it. Please observe now. This is very important. You no need to write anything. There are the tools. If you say something, it will give total YAML. That's what the beauty with the tool. Okay? Let me go here. Let's say that Kubernetes. Let's install this wala. YAML. There is a one YAML support. Yeah, this guy. Let's install YAML. YAML you install, and this is what? To develop and deploy applications. Let's install the Kubernetes one also. This is given by the Microsoft. Go with the official ones. Azure Kubernetes service, what it does. Let's see about. This is for the AKS purpose. What you can do. Two things I installed. One is the Kubernetes one, and one more is the YAML. Now go here. Let me. It should work for us. Create a one new file. Say that apache.yaml. Don't care about that, where it is going. Just example, okay? Apache.yaml. Say API version control space. No. There is a one extension will create automatically YAML files. Yeah, this is what code snippet it will provide automatically. Let's see that. Once you type deployment, let me try deployment. Yeah. Let's see. I installed two extensions. One is the YAML, another is the Kubernetes. You see here? This automatically will give you. Now you see right here, API version, and then the deployment. Just we need to deploy this image. That's it. This file. You don't need to type anything manually. But in the interview, we expect you this. What is the basic template of? It's not only for deployment object. In Kubernetes, you listening me? I'm saying the object. It's not only for deployment. You go for the storage objects, secret object. Majority will follow same. This will change. That's it. This some syntax will change. The normal any YAML syntax will be like this. Okay. API version will be there. In the interview, we expect you should have this knowledge. Okay. Kind, metadata, and one more called spec. This is the basic syntax of any YAML file. You go to any YAML, it will be having it, API version kind. Please use this extension, YAML and Kubernetes extension. They'll make it. They'll make it you. This is this. You see right here, API version kind. By seeing this deployment, what is meaning for is you are going to deploy one image. You are going to deploy image. Here is this image. This is image, and here is the resources control. Resources you want to control this image. Any thoughts you want to ask on it? Any questions you have? My objective here is deploy image. To deploy image, where are we deploying? In the Kubernetes cluster. You cannot deploy directly like Docker run and all. No, it won't allow. You need to have an image. Where is that image path? You need to write one kind of spec like this. Spec in the sense like this code. You have to write it. Instead of you writing, I'm telling right. There are the Visual Studio tools are there. You say that object name, automatically it will give you the syntax. Cool. So with that, right, let me go here. Say that my app, say that instead of my app, right, I'll say that Apache. Let's change this also, Apache. Apache. Go to the Docker Hub. Docker Hub. Search for Apache. Apache called HTTPD. Yeah. Now say that like this, just HTTPD, say like that's it. No need to say Apache. Go to YAML. HTTPD. Let's remove all this. We don't want to follow. That's it. We'll control that of these things. Sorry.
So normally developer will give, or we have to create the YAML file?
The YAML files you mean?
Yeah.
Who
Because,
will write
when
the
we-
YAML? That's what your question, right?
Right. We have to write, or the developer also will give this?
No.
Because,
You have to write. So, see, first, developers doesn't know some standards.
Understand.
In my environment, right, what we do, we will write some basic YAMLs. We will give them the developer. Next time, if there is any issue, some standard process comes, we will update that. We will give to them. So, but writing YAML file job is your job only as a DevOps. Our job only, I can say.
Understand. So once we create, we can give this template to them if they want to add.
Yes, they will follow. That's it. That's syntax they'll follow.
Got it.
That's it. Say that why it is saying one or more containers don't have a result. That's okay. Let it be. Now I'll say that Apache. Let's follow the same standard. Here, replicas will come somewhere. Let's see that syntax. Syntax in the cheat sheet only somewhere they'll be there. Okay. Let me tell you some how to this is the one of the website, very good website you can use. They will have all the references here itself, the deployment related. Use it. Let me go here. Okay. Go here, tasks. Somewhere you want to deploy application, right? Managing seek. Yeah, this is the one. So this is the single page. You will have very good learning things and all. Even we also take from here only. We will change accordingly. Even if I use VS Code, the VS Code, the tool is third-party tool, right? They may not be updating it, but these guys will be updating it. How they will update? You see right here, right side. According to the version. Now, what is our cluster version? If you remember, our cluster version was 1.27. I'll select this 1.27. Now I want to deploy. Let's say, for example, sorry. Now let's go here. See the deployment object. They'll have very clear deployment object, secret subject, something like individually they will have. Now let's go to the run application section. So, right, stateful. They'll have very good example. Now with that, right, run stateless application using app deployment. I can take VS Code also. I can take this code also. Bear with me some more time. You will not need to do all these things. There is a one tool will generate all this for us. Cool. So here, yeah, this is a simple template. I'll go with the, let it be the Nginx, don't care about. So I was concentrating on this replicas. One of the worst thing with the YAML is, if you make somewhere syntax first time, when you are the first time for few days, if you make any error somewhere, you will struggle whole day also. It doesn't give proper where it is having error and all. So better don't touch manual anything inside. Copy paste, change only the values. Okay. Here you are saying that 2 parts should run with this image. Okay. This is the YAML. Very important. What is the objective you have selected here?
Deployment.
Deployment. Can I change pod? You can change also pod also. You can like this also. Pod also you can do. But if you change the pod, right, somewhere here the syntax has to be changed according to that. Can I change the daemon set? Yes. But you need to remove this thing. Daemon set doesn't need replicas and all. Can I change the stateful set? You can change. But little somewhere you have to add the volumes and all here. You should know that. Okay. You remember only the one guy I'm changing. What is this guy? Kind. Let me go bring that kind. Take this YAML. Take this YAML. Go to your VM, wherever the automation server. Oh my God, what happened? My job is now deploy. Deploy image. That is what my job. So controller SSH. Yeah. So put here apache.yaml. Copy this code in the internet code, whatever you see, right? I went into a internet website, the Kubernetes object. So under the tasks, applications, I'm taking this as a stateless application. This is the code I took as it is. Let's go to the here. I have opened VA editor, copy paste. Let's read about this guy. So basic syntax, API version, kind, and metadata, and then the spec. In the spec, inside we will be saying somewhere image. You see that image name. This is the tag. Next time onwards, right? Our job only one thing. Developer will give new image. Just I will update and then deploy. Next time onwards. Developer will be giving the new images for us. Just we will be changing this tag only. That's it. Cool. So I created one YAML. Here is the question. I'll repeat it again few times. Don't care about what image. I'm taking that image only for now. Okay. Nginx image to Kubernetes. In the Docker, how did you do? How did we deploy how did we do this Nginx image in the Docker? Let's go in the VM.
Through Docker file.
In the VM. How did you install? How did you deploy? In the VM, how did you set up the Nginx in the VM?
You install
Something, right? In the Docker?
Docker run
Docker
Run
image
-d. You remember, right? -p. Port also we did, na? Host : container port. Then we did the Nginx : tag. This is our, for example, we did, right? Port mapping and all we did. Here, this is the image. daemon mode, detach mode, background mode. This is our port mapping. Now, where are we deploying it? K8s. In K8s, you cannot deploy like in the command line. No. What you have to do? What is the first step? Create a YAML, select which object, and make YAML. You have to prepare YAML according to that. Which object means there are the deployment objects are there, right? To deploy image, to deploy Nginx image. What are the images were there? Sorry, what are the objects were there if you remember? Pod,
Deployment, stateful set,
stateful set, daemon set.
In this, which one we are picking now?
deployment,
Deployment. Now you need to write an ML. Basic syntax is first is API version. V1, next is what?
kind,
The kind will specify which
Deployment.
deployment. Next,
metadata,
Metadata. Space.
name. Next,
Spec.
spec,
in the spec everything will go. In the spec what and all will go? Image, and then the what is that resource,
resources,
and one more replicas. All the data will go here. This is the basic syntax. Basic syntax. Normal. In the interview also we will ask you share your screen. Write simple snippet. We'll ask you. You should know this by hearted. That's what I mean. Any thoughts on this? Any questions you want to ask on the deployment related question?
Sir, metadata name and spec image name both should be the same, or
Sorry, what is it? In the name?
yeah, metadata name and spec image name, the both should be the same. Spec image name.
Yeah, internally they will match. Some properties should match. Yes. Somewhere here there is a one name will be there. Both should match. Yes. Some properties
Okay.
I'll take for now. Some properties should match. Yes.
Okay, we should mention the same name for
Yes. Yes. Some
metadata as well as spec.
yeah,
Okay.
some properties. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So our job only writing an YAML. This YAML, like for example, now I made it right. For example, this is the YAML only. Cat Apache. This is the YAML. Simple. API version, apps v1 blah blah, and then this is the object, deployment object you are giving now, and then how many replicas you are saying here? Two pods run, and then by taking this image, this is the command kubectl apply -f apache .m. To whom you are telling this?
API server,
Where are you telling to API server? Where is that info? You know already. You have to connect that. That's it. This is the command we'll run. Can you guys tell me, like, you know already, we will conclude. We will come to that. To whom we are giving this info?
API server.
Where is the API server info?
ETCD.
TCD,
No. Here, where are you telling it? Where are you telling here?
Keep uncount.
apply -f apache.ml,
No, where are you telling here? Where is that master info? API server info. Where is that? Don't think this is the API server info. It is not API server info. Okay, not at all.
No, keep config file.
You know, right? kubectl internally will load one file now. When you're running kubectl, internally it is loading which file?
Config.
Kubeconfig. In the kubeconfig, what is that? The information is there. API server, master info. Now, that's where the API server. Now, this Apache YAML, please, very important. Apache YAML will go to automatically to who? Who will take that? API server. You are telling that in the kubeconfig, you have the API server endpoint name that internally will take that API server. This file will be given to who? API server. Now here the Apache YAML will be there. API server will check. Is that correct syntax or not? Everything it will check internally. Now, you gave only the definition only YAML. Now this internally will be validated by the internal tools. It will store in the etcd. Now scheduler will come into action. There is a, how many replicas we told in the YAML? 2.
2.
I need to select a node for that, suitable node for that. Within the CPU, if there is something and it will validate it. Then it will select the nodes. Let's apply it. Let's apply it. Please see, observe it. Please observe. You will get to know step-by-step actions. YAML is there. What is the kubectl apply apache.yaml. Sorry, -f. You see, right? It is clearly saying it. One object created it. You remember in Kubernetes, how application will run? In the VM, it will run as a process. In Docker, it will run as a container. In Kubernetes, you remember I was telling application will run as
Objects.
no, you will deploy object. Yes, that is also true. Whatever you said is also correct. Object only. Application will run as pod. Pod is also one object. Yes, that's true. Okay. Please bear with this keywords. You will get to know. I deployed one object. Which is the object I deployed? Deployment object. How did I deploy it? With the YAML, with the kubectl apply command. Kubernetes, what internally will do? Please, this is very important. You deploy deployment object. Kubernetes internally will create this object, pod object. Let's see. Kubectl get pivo. How many replicas? How many pods are running?
2 pods.
You can say pod. People will say pod also. Okay, but with the usual, I'll say like pivo. Now I wanted 100 pods. I wanted 100. Where I need to update?
In YAML file, there is a replica. You can
Go to the Apache YAML.
replicas. Instead of 2, you can give 100.
That's it. Kubectl apply FNF again back same. So what is the object you are deploying? Let's go with the question. What is the object we deploying?
Deployment.
Deployment. How did you deploy?
Writing a YAML.
YAML. Exactly. Now, if you do deployment object, right? This deployment object, internally Kubernetes will create for you what object?
Pod.
Pods. How do you know that? Kubectl get pivo or pod. Now let's check this. How many? How many right now currently? Like how many are there? 100 are running. 100 not running. Sorry, 100 got created it immediately. So observe here, please. This is the pod name, status. I mean, what is that one by one something running or not? Observe here, status, pending, timeline. If the pod is getting restarted, something it come to here. Any questions you want to ask in this deployment? Deploy image. Any questions you want to ask? Okay. Now you tell me, I want to deploy Apache, okay? Deploy Apache. Tell me the steps. Kubernetes.
First create the YAML file.
Create a YAML.
Okay, let me take this YAML only. Please observe now what I'm going to do. Observe. Nothing will change. First time only you needed knowledge. That's it. Next time onwards, copy paste only. Cat apache.yaml. I got this. Bring the YAML. Yeah. Let's save this file.
We need to change Nginx to Apache.
Deploy to Apache. Yeah, this Apache
Yeah.
one is the right
YAML.
YAML. Yeah. Next.
YAML. Creating the
No, in the YAML, which object you need to select now?
Deployment object.
deployment.
Deployment object.
Deployment object. Don't select a pod. Pod automatically will get created. There are object called pod, but don't select that pod. The pod will get created from internal, it will created by the deployment object only. Done. Let's go here. No. Change this guy. Change from Nginx to your
HTTP.
Apache. But this image should be there instead of this image, right? In the Docker up, what was that image name was there? You remember?
HTTPD.
HTTP.
HTTP.
That's it. Change it here. If you don't have tag, what image it will pull?
Latest image.
Latest. Automatically latest. And then say that one Apache. Let's create one more ML. That's it. You see, right? First time only you need ML. Next time onwards, copy paste to change that some configuration. See that vi Apache 2.ml. Paste. Next, what is the command? I prepared the ML. Let's go here. Done.
kubectl apply.
What command is kubectl
Apply.
-f Apache 2.ml. Now here is the question: what object you are deploying?
Deployment object.
Deployment object. In the deployment object, what are you saying? Take this image.
And deploy.
Take these replicas. Some resources also you can specify. That's it. Go and then apply. kubectl apply Apache. Done. Now, what are all the applications you are running in the cluster currently? You know already. We deployed two images. One is Nginx image. One
Nginx
is
and Apache.
Apache image. kubectl get pods. Pods, PO, you can do a lot of things. Cool. So observe now, very important. Here is the one basic things you should know. Can you guys tell me here, what are the objects, what are the applications we deployed?
Nginx and Apache.
Nginx and Apache.
Apache is
Nginx.
Nginx. In future, I will bring some more, like for example, Tomcat, some more Apache, some more Nginx. Now you see right here, when you see like this, right? Please, very important this concept. Can you see here? Where is Apache? Where is Apache is running? Can you see here? Let's see. Can you see here? Where is Apache we named? Where is Apache name here?
Starting one.
First one.
First one, right? Observe here. You are grouping all into one category somewhere. What we do is very important. This one, when you deploy a specific group of applications, we separate them with the concept called namespace. There is a concept called namespace. What I'll do, I'll create one Apache namespace. I will deploy applications only Apache. I will create one namespace called backend. I'll deploy only backend applications here. So when you do kubectl get, right, it is listing all of them. It is getting all of the pods. Instead of that, what I'll do, I will create a separate namespaces. There is an object called a namespace object. Why do we use namespace? To group, to separate specific application category. You remember the microservices category. If you go to the Flipkart website, you have something called a cart. You have something called what is that? Mobile category, right? If I deploy all applications, if you deploy all of them, right, it will be confusing for us to search. What I will do, please, this is very important. I'm clearing the screen. kubectl create ns demo. For example, I'm creating a demo. You can write YAML also. Can you guys say YAML for me? This is also one object. You have to tell me, you know already. Write a namespace object YAML. Tell me syntax.
API version.
Something.
Yeah, V1. Okay. Kind namespace.
Namespace.
Metadata.
Here you will go name equal to
Name.
something demo. That's it. That's it. Spec for some objects, spec won't be there. That's it. This is how. So in Kubernetes, everything is called object. This also you can do, or command line also you can do. kubectl create namespace, or you can do ns also like this. Ns demo. Now please observe. I will deploy Apache in this namespace. Okay, in this namespace. kubectl apply -f Apache 2. You have to say at the end, you have to say this one. You have to say at this demo. Now, please, it will be confusing it, but get the keywords. I want the keywords first. So earlier, if you remember, earlier when I'm deploying, right, I was deploying like this. I was not passing the namespace one. Now you should know that. Why are we using namespaces?
To separate.
In home also, right,
To
what we
separate.
do? In home also, what we do? We separate, right? Hall, bed, kitchen, something, right? Same way, namespace is the one separates resources, or what is that called? Objects. Now, let's see, kubectl get pods -n demo. What pods are it is listing now? What pods are it is listing now?
Apache pods only.
Previously, what was happening? If you don't pass, kubectl get pods. It will list all of them. Is it good, or which is the one is good? This one is good. Which is the one?
A namespace one is good.
So thumb rule is, this is a good practice. In the real time also we do the same thing. When you deploy objects, deploy them under, what is the concept? Under
Namespace.
namespace. That is the good practice. If you don't deploy namespace, there is a by default namespace is there. This is the command to see how many namespaces are there. kubectl get ns. Which one we created here?
Demo one we created.
Demo. This is the one we created it. By default, please, by default, if you deploy any object, right, they will go here. You come to a project, you have to ask this question. If someone says you new application, you ask this question. In which, do you want me to create a separate namespace, or do you want me to deploy existing namespace? Thumb rule, never ever deploy applications here. Never ever do that. Never ever deploy under this. Don't deploy. Never ever we deploy under default. And don't touch these three also. Don't touch. See here, what is this under? I want to check anything is there in this, anything is running. Running in the sense pods. What is the command to check the pods? What is the command?
kubectl get.
kubectl get pods, pivo. It's up to the my whatever the command is coming. Okay. N check here, please. Check. Something are, why they are pending? Obviously, you know that the nodes are not running. There are no nodes are there. Okay, that's why it is pending. That we will bring it up the nodes. Okay. Now I want to. It is the command. Please tell me. By default, which namespace it will check? There is a namespace called default. By default, let's say for example, kubectl get pivot. In which namespace it will check by default?
Default namespace.
Default. No, I want to check specifically. Then put this command.
-n.
Default or demo. If you don't pass, in which namespace it will deploy, in which namespace it will check by default.
Default namespace.
Default. What is the thumb rule? Never ever deploy anything under
default namespace.
Never ever do that. Cool. So I have deployed already. Let it be. Now let's bring the nodes. Okay. Let's bring up the nodes. Go to AWS console. Yesterday we brought down, right? Let me go here. I'm connecting to the cluster. Let me connect to the cluster. Why pods are in pending?
Nodes are not running.
Exactly. Worker nodes are there. There are no worker nodes. This is one of the interview question. My pods are in pending status. There are the worker nodes are there, but still, like already in those worker nodes are already been full. There is no space for that. That is one of the interview question. Why pod is in pending status? That is our regular job. Pods will be pending. We will be adding the continuously nodes. Say that to 2. Say that to 2. Let's bring that same date. How to check nodes are there or not? What is the command to check nodes are there or not?
kubectl get nodes.
Wait for some time. It will take time to bring up the nodes. Let bring another node group also. Oh, let it be one node group only. Let it be. We'll bring down the let it be this guy. It takes little time, right, to EC2 obviously. You can see here. Yeah, they're coming. Whenever worker node come, right? In the worker node, what is the components will be there in worker node? What are the components in architecture?
Kubelet and kubeproxy.
Kubelet, kubectl,
Okay. Who will talk to the kubelet? Who will talk to the master in these two?
Kubelet.
Kubelet. So automatically, whenever worker node comes up, right, kubelet will start a conversation to API server. I am up. Then API server will store that information in the etcd. When you're running this command, that's where it will get the data. Your nodes are ready now. Now see the pod status. At least some pods will be running. So please, you tell me, what are the images I deployed in the cluster now?
Apache Nginx.
Nginx. By using which object?
Deployment object.
Deployment object. So when you deploy anything, it will go to there is a concept called Kubernetes concept called namespaces. By default, every object will go to which namespace? If you don't
Default
specify,
namespace.
default.
Default.
What is the good practice? Don't deploy in the
We
default.
create an
Separate namespace is the good one. Let's see. Now my question is, I wanted to see pods in which I created in the demo. I wanted to see that info. kubectl get pods -n demo. What was the previous state? What is current state?
It's ready
Now
one
it's
by one.
running.
One by one. One pod is running. Out of one pod is running.
Status, what is the status? Running, right?
Running,
Previously,
yeah.
what was the previous state? If you remember?
Pending.
Pending, right? Now
Was
see.
in pending state.
Now some more I deployed. Na? Where are you listing now? Where are you listing now? In which namespace?
Demo namespace.
But there is some more we deployed, right? This is Apache. Check.
That one was in default namespace.
How to get them?
-n default.
Default.
You no need to specify default. No need to. By default, it will check in the default only. No need to specify that. Let's see.
Okay.
But still, what is that?
Pending. Nginx node is not up.
No, some are running. Na? You see here, right? Some are running.
Okay.
Apache is running. Some are pending. Why they are pending?
We
Yeah,
have
in
chosen
desert
two, I think. Number
in
2.
desert state we have given
Sorry?
We have chosen, I think, two worker nodes to run.
Exactly.
The number.
Exactly. That is the problem. There are no room to run this pod. Where the pod will run? Where application will run?
Worker node.
Worker node. So we brought only the 2 worker nodes only. That's where. Let's bring it up that this count into some lesser number. Let's reduce that. Let's rename that into Apache to Nginx. Nginx.yaml. We have 2.1. Let's update the Nginx.yaml. Where I need to update? Where was that number, man? Was that? Okay, let's apply this Nginx. Oh, we didn't save, huh? No, this is Apache. Oh my God. Move Nginx into Apache 2.yaml. Listen, cat apache.yaml. Man. Oh, sorry, Apache. This guy. Move apch into nginx.yaml. That is the Nginx. This is clear. Okay. Now let's go to nginx.yaml. Let's reduce this number. 1. kubectl. Apply FNF. To whom you are telling these instructions now?
API server.
API server. How many replicas you wanted? You are telling to API server now.
I'm telling
One
only
replica.
One.
One replica.
That internally to whom it will talk? Scheduler. The scheduler will decide that logic internally. ABCD. Then it will tell to the any worker node. You will get to know that information. No. Cool. What object did we deploy now? What is the object I deployed?
Deployment.
Deployment. Deployment object will create internally which object?
Pod.
Pod. Let's see that. In which namespace?
Demo namespace.
Why here? Did you specify any namespace
No,
here?
no, 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 here not. It will deploy default namespace.
Get pods. Now you see here how many are running.
Out of 2,
How many pods are running? How many pods? Nginx pods.
yeah, one.
One.
I want to scale like 3.
In replicas, in YAML replicas, you have to mention 3. Then it will.
See that? What is the command next?
kubectl apply -f Nginx.
How to check pods are running or not?
kubectl get pods.
Check pods.
Please, after do right, describe this. Please describe this. Describe this, okay? There is a command called kubectl.
Keep describe pod name.
Describe this. Describe means like inspect. In the Docker, we call inspect, right? If you remember, inspect. Same way, paste it. Below, you will have a step-by-step process. Observe below. Read this info. Read this info. Or go here only here. What is the first one it is saying it?
Scheduler.
The scheduler. Scheduler, what it is doing? What it is doing?
updating the default.
Default Nginx.
Assigned to who? What is this way? Worker node. This is the worker node DNS name. In the worker node, what component will be there?
Kubelet.
Kubelet internally, what it is doing here?
Image pulling.
It is pulling. But internally, what technology it will be using? Docker only.
Yeah.
Cool. It pulled. Now it started it. Who is starting your image?
Kubelet. Worker.
Yeah. Internally, kubelet only is pulling that image. Kubelet only will running the image. Okay. Cool. So let me put it here. Few questions. Please bear with me. Please. Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. In pod we are running.
We are passing it here. Just tell me here. Okay. As a no, where? In the master or in the worker?
Worker.
As what object?
Deployment object. Sorry. Okay. Pod.
Pod object. You told what object? Deployment object.
Deployment object.
So everything what you have to do, right? You have to write a file called manifest.yaml, like apache.yaml, like nginx.yaml. This is how you have to do nginx.yaml. So let me pass it here. We will continue tomorrow. So we will have a session tomorrow also. We'll talk about on this same topic. Let's pass it.